And is it after? Yeah, I slept good. Good afternoon. Nah. Chilling out before I have to go to the concert in 3.5 hours. Shit, that's right. I can get rid of this now. I did this. All my work is good. I'm caught up. Let me get rid of that. All right. I am not wearing this shirt tonight. It's just that's one of many Iron Maiden shirts I own. But I'm getting in the mood. This is actually a Harley Davidson Iron Maiden shirt. You never find this one. These are hard to find. You might find it. I don't think you will. But you might find a Harley Iron Maiden. It's one of those rare collector type shirts. Of course I have one. Alright, I don't need that. Let's get TikTok started. I got my little power bank charged up. The cord, the ticket right here. My clothing's already over there hooked up. And I'm leaving at 4. Maybe like 10 to 4. So I got to consider traffic. What is this? An upload. It's updating. TikTok's live studio. Fan club, live match, director mode. What's going on here? That's new. There it goes. I already checked out that menu. They should have a Daryl's cap to sell there. I'm getting a Daryl's cap. And I'm gonna order a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I'm not eating right now at all. I'm gonna wait till later. And we are live on TikTok. Oh shit, I gotta make Aiden. I forgot about that. We are live. Wow, there was quite a few people. I have thousands of likes on TikTok. I get nothing over here. Nothing. Crickets on this side. People say, why are you streaming to TikTok? Because there's people that pay attention on TikTok. And they chat. They actually chat. Literally like talking too. Because I can bring people on in the group session. Multi-guest it's called. I'm going to wear this. This actually doesn't look bad together. Now that I look at it. But it's Harley. It's not. It's actually cool looking. I could wear this. That's actually pretty cool. You'll not find this. This is a collector shirt. You will not find this. You will. Good luck trying. Do me a favor. You know what you got to do. Make some stoves so I could take to the concert. You going to the gym?
Yeah.
When? Like a little while?
Work out here and then go there. So
Double?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a warm up here. How many cigarettes you want, bro? 10, 20,
Not that many. Are you nuts? Like
12,
8?
8?
Make 10 because you gotta leave mom a couple.
Okay.
When you think you'll be back before I leave at 4?
What time is it now?
12:30.
So let me just go now and then do the warm up here later.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Just roll, get the hell out, and come back.
yeah, because I cannot do abs over there. That's the problem.
Yeah, but you know what? Riding a bike. Do you really want to do abs now and then ride a bike?
It works, dude. but-
Does it?
Yeah, it works. I haven't had any problems. That's what I'm trying to say. I know what you mean, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Because it's a little much riding a bike, and then you did your abs. You're gonna feel it. Like it gives your body a chance to rest. If you bike ride, do your workout, then do your abs here when you get back.
Right.
Because then you could do it when you feel up to it. Because you might feel the bike. I don't really necessarily feel the bike because I'm used to doing so many miles. But I'm sure you're still feeling doing that bike on your body. It definitely would make... I did in the beginning. Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. Feeling that grind and getting used to doing miles, not mileage. It took a while. It took months to me to build up. I'm just checking emails. Uh-oh, Iron Maiden fan club. What's going on? Oh shit. Don't tell me they added dates. What is this? Sports Illustrated Stadium. Oh my God, what is that? Why are they not Harrison, New Jersey? What is this? Oh, the tickets aren't on sale yet. Oh my God. They added the American dates. I need to pay fucking attention to this. There it is. Next year. September 5th. Megadeth and Anthrax are opening up for fucking Iron Maiden. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where is this? Sports Illustrated Stadium. What is that? I never heard of that. Sports Illustrated Stadium. What? I never heard of that. New Jersey. Where is this? Oh shit, they're playing at the old Meadowlands. Oh my God, it's an outdoor concert. It's where they play the soccer. Holy shit, where the Red Bulls play. Oh, I'm gonna have to get good fucking seats for this. Oh my God, I gotta call Mike.
Were you gonna show me the place? You were gonna show me the place?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. He tried to call me. Oh. I'll show you. That's where Iron Maiden is playing next year.
Ooh, sweet.
All right, let me go to Daryl's place. What the hell was that? So that's what I'm seeing tonight. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yo, I just got a Iron Maiden fan club notice. They're playing next year at the stadium where the Red Bulls play. That outdoor stadium. It's that smaller one, not MetLife.
Where the Red Bulls play.
The soccer
Jersey?
team. Yeah. I forgot the name of it. Sports Illustrated Stadium.
Okay, that's not MetLife, then that's the old Giant Stadium, I guess.
It's the little one. Yes, the smaller one. Guess who, there's Iron Maiden, September 5th. Tickets are not on sale yet, but they've been announced. Guess who's open? So you see it?
That's
it? Yeah.
That's nice, dude.
That's where I'm going tonight.
So they serve that kind of food there?
They're gonna have an opener.
Nice.
Yes, and that's what I'm calling you about. See, like, look.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I see.
See how they have the tables? I got to get there early so I get a good fucking table up front. Anyway, go do your thing.
All right, bro.
Who's opening?
Megadeth and Anthrax.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Wow.
Uh-huh. So I will let you...
They're gonna be that'll be their last tour. most
Exactly. It's Megadeth's last tour. This is a big one. This is major. This is like Anthrax. You know, it's been it's been a long time, but
likely. Yeah.
to see Megadeth for the last time, and then maybe Iron Maiden, maybe who knows for the last time. This is a fucking must. I will let you know because I got the fan club early VIP access. You know how that goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I will keep you posted. But I had to tell you that it wasn't even about the Maiden thing. It was Megadeth is opening.
Yeah.
That's outrageous. That's
Did you hear any of the new stuff?
no.
They have a couple of snippets out there.
What do you think?
If you look for it. At times, I mean, music is fucking heavy. Vocally, he's struggling a little bit, it seems, but
But the music's there.
yeah.
That's important. All right, go because I got to get ready. I got to get organized for tonight. But
I called you to see if you know anything with my friend he's quadriplegic, whatever, in a wheelchair.
uh-huh.
How does that work to get
To a concert?
handicap seats?
Did he not buy handicap section?
What do you got to do? You got to prove that
You-
you're handicapped, or
No. There are seats that are on sale that for handicapped people. It's an area.
then I would go with him as a chaperone, so to speak. I think you're allowed to have somebody with you.
I would call the venue and ask them those questions before you think.
Right.
You know what? You have to. You know what I mean? To do the
I
right
put
thing.
the filter on at Ticketmaster, and it just said nothing was available. So I don't know. I'll just call the garden and see what they're.
My friend says it's in his home. It is in Harrison, Red Bull Stadium, right next to the subway station. So that's where Iron Maiden is playing, and fucking Megadeth is opening. Do it with Anthrax. That's even a little bonus.
Yeah. I haven't seen them in a long
But
time.
tickets are not on sale yet. They sent me a
Last time
notification.
I went to Germany, I was just playing with Frankie Bello. I told you.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Coming back.
Oh no! Wait. Hershey Park. Hold on. Tickets go on sale at 2:00 on Halloween.
Halloween.
That's when I can get access to the tickets.
All right. Get on early.
Huh?
Sammy.
I mean, this will be. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you before then,
Okay.
because I'm live.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm working. We got it. Get my shit together over here. Bye.
All right. Later, bro.
All right. Cool. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. So what I'll do is I'll have him put the money in my account, and then I'll buy both our tickets together. They're gonna cost at least $500. I know it. It's Megadeth's last tour. Could be Iron Maiden's last tour. They're gonna go. I have to figure like $500 for this one, and they go on sale next Friday. And all I gotta do is click that fucking button and I get early access. Tickets. Because I'm a fan club member for years. So I'll get good seats. I always get good seats when Maiden because of this. Always. It hasn't failed me yet. I'll put it that way. Oh, I gotta remember this shit. I cannot forget this. That's gonna be wicked. Greetings, troopers. It says it right there. Pre-sales don't begin till next week. There it is. Awesome. Pat train, I'm still gonna drive. I have to drive. I live too far up north. Like today, I gotta drive 45 minutes to my northeast, I mean. This is a place in the middle of nowhere to see this band tonight. So I gotta leave at 10 to 4, which is not that far away. So I got things going on. We already got our rush tickets. That's good. What the hell happened here? We had a... Oh shit, a bear. Big mother. Oh no, it's not a bear. It's a beautiful deer. Wait a minute. I don't know how many points it has on it. Wow. Beautiful. How far away? Oh my God, right here. In my, like right here. Holy shit. 0.3 miles away. That's right here. Wow. Cool. I gotta go look at that now. Holy shit, fucking Iron Maiden. Oh my God. Alright, timeout. I need to look to see this deer. Ring. Oh, come on with this sign-in bullshit now. Oh, here we go with a code. Now it sends a code. Maiden. That is so funny. I'm going to see a Maiden cover band and I get that news now. That's kind of wild. Weird. Coincidence. Oh my God. Trying to figure out where this is in relation to my house. Oh shit, let me get this back on. $10.23, okay. Alright, where is this? That's the house right down the fucking road. That's crazy. I know the property, the way they park. Oh my God. Look at that. Wow. Nice one. He's just munching. That's a big boy. Yeah, that's a big boy. They're around. And now the crazy thing, the bear's coming again. They'll be around. They've been around, but not that much. But now I expect them to be more around. Anyway. The bears are back. That's a deer. That was a deer. What's going on? You tried. I wasn't looking at chat. Julie. She tried. There was something behind me. There was just something behind you. You're right. Dark shadow. It's still there. Maybe you should sage or something. It doesn't feel nice. Bill, you've got to see the messages. Holy shit. Well, I tried. I hope you see the message at some point about the dark shadow behind you. Did you guys see something? Did you guys see a fucking dark shadow? Like she's saying? On TikTok? What's up, Aiden? Did you guys see anything? I was too busy looking at the stuff. It's by the flag. I don't see anything. Are you talking about that? That's just the light, the way it's playing against my rack here. If it's moving toward me and goes back, I'm not seeing that. I've had activity in the house the last couple of weeks. But it was a woman. Smell. And something flew off, a picture flew off that shelf last week. Up there. It's a human shadow looking. My house needs to be cleansed again. This house has activity. It's the way the light is cast. I see it too. You guys are saying you're seeing something here? Not this. But some here? I'm not seeing it. She says she sees the light shadow, but that's not what she's talking about. She saw something else. It was way closer to me before. I can always rewind the stream later. Now you got my curiosity. Oh, you got 2 good shooting stars? I mean, videos of shooting stars with your GoPro? It was nasty here last night. It's still nasty out. I mean, I'm not going to play right now because I got to get ready to go to a concert. But I have, these toy devices. I call them toys because you cannot say they're real. I cannot say they're fucking real. There's no way I'm not putting myself out that way. Now, the meter, that's different. But those little boxes that make noise and all, they're motion sensor more. It does work with the motion sensor and temperature control, but to me, it's just a paranormal toy. But it's interesting. It's entertaining. I'll put it that way. It's entertaining. But that's not to say that this house does not need to be saged and sea salt and all that shit. Ghosty and Dom and the donations. I mean, okay. Oh, and thank you for helping out Ghosty and Dom and the donations. It means so much. I'm doing whatever I can to help the Ukrainian soldiers, the people of Ukraine, all that. I'm doing my part. Next week, by the weekend, you're going to see a Ukrainian-American, you know how they have them together? It's going to be on a little stand right up there. I ordered a shirt and I ordered a cap supporting Ukraine. So Don't get me started with that right now. And again, I only can speak for myself. You know what I mean? Everybody has to, do whatever they do. But as far as I'm concerned and Mom's concerned, yes, 100%. I wish she found the photo album so you could see a picture of my Lithuanian grandmother, Russian. My grandmother is Russian. On my dad's side. My dad is Italian, his father, and his mother was Lithuanian. So I'm a mess. I'm a Spaniard, really. Russian, Italian. That's exactly what I am. A Russian, Italian, Spaniard. So it's a kind of weird blend, right? She can't find the photo album. I had the picture somewhere. It's not on my phone. Because I took pictures. They're on my computer somewhere. But God only knows. But I do have a picture with my two grandmothers. Me, my little brother, my uncle, my father, mother. I have a group photo. When I was a little kid, I must have been like 6. Because she passed away decades ago. But I do have a picture. But Mom can't find the photo album. And I'm not looking for it. I believe it's somewhere on my computer. But my computer has so many files, especially from the station. It is an absolute nightmare. I gotta say, thanks to Stala for introducing me to Dom. Ghost comes in here. There's a few that come in here, soldiers now. And you guys know his battalion has been listening to my song, right? In Russian. They heard the English one too. But the song is starting to make some impacts over there, which is so cool. It's an honor to me. I said that last night. I'm never gonna find these fucking pictures. Oh, you did? You heard it too? You put it on your playlist? Which one, the Russian version or the English version? Yeah, because my music's available everywhere. Any platform that you get your music, my music's available. So, oh, you heard the Russian version? He loved it. Dom loved it. He said, amazing, thank you, we'll share with everyone. And that was this one. It has ads. It's unbelievable. I gotta see ads on my own music. That's kind of bizarre, right? That's kind of weird. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, here we go. More ads. I could just play it here. See, it's got the flag, the Ukrainian flag, and this is Kyiv. So that's how you'll see the song. So yeah, it's spreading in Ukraine. Can you imagine that? That's just wild. To even think that. I'll never find these pictures, so I should just give up. And in Western Europe, he shared it with you guys? And in Western Europe? Wow. Can you imagine Who's the guy who wrote that song? He's some skywatcher in New York. I'm not going to look for the picture, but because it would just take too much. Alexa, shut off Living Room Light. I mean, the lyrics are pretty good. I should have but I did say International Brothers in Arms. And that is the European countries. And not just European, people from all over the world. There are Americans there that volunteered to serve alongside. Call them mercenary, call them whatever. But they're, I'll say it this way, they're freedom fighters. Really, truly freedom fighters. Not like some knucklehead shit that goes on in this country. But there's a lot of people from everywhere. There are Canadians, South Americans, a lot of Colombians. Dom told me there are a lot of Colombians fighting alongside them. Do they hate the Russians? I don't know what the hell that's about. Yes, the International Legions for the Defense of Ukraine. Yes. So, you know, I think the song was appropriate because I also addressed the people and the brutality, the cruelty, inhumanity of what the Russians are doing. They're literally right now trying to destroy prolonged Ukraine's infrastructure to cause a nationwide blackout with winter coming. That is fucked up. Because they're really trying to punish the civilians. It's not... See, a war should be a war. If you want to take territory, you fight those, the battles. But when you go after civilians, blatantly go after civilians. Because this is blatant. This is not like you hear it, oh, this missile struck the civilian area, we take responsibility. Because there are laws. Russia's not abiding by any of those laws when it comes to Ukraine. The same could be said at some, in some other areas of the world too. But they have no regard for civilian life. They're actually targeting civilians. They targeted a fucking school. And they're using Iranian drones. How much worse can this be? And there's still more kids missing every day. Did you hear this? I did it last night on Alexa. I was shocked. I heard, Dom told me it was 25,000 children have been kidnapped and taken back to Russia. Alexa said some people estimate it could be over 100,000. Can you fucking imagine that? And the world, you don't see that I don't know where you guys are, but in the United States, we don't see that in our media. I don't really watch the news, so I can't really that's not a good, because I don't really sit here and watch the news. I'm always busy. You never see me like here. I'm always streaming. I'm not watching the news like people watch Fox News 24/7 or CNN 24/7. It's that they're all alike, depending on which side they lean. Not even lean, extreme. There's hardly any moderates. A lot of people are here, but whatever they watch, they have that shit on their fucking TV 24/7 a lot of the time. Running in the background. They're cooking dinner. They're doing this. It's in the background. Constant. You ain't hearing none of that shit in my house. That's how, But, yes, it's horrific. We don't see that. They are preparing Ukraine to give up. They're going to freeze them out. It's almost what happened during World War II. Look what happened. I don't want to get into the whole historical part of it all. But they're trying to demoralize. They're being cruel. Because it's not even about the infrastructure of going after military assets. That makes sense. But they're trying to hurt the entire country. The civilians. They want them to bend. They tried to do that last year too. It's insane. But watch this. This is what makes me want to throw up. Alexa, How many children has Russia abducted from Ukraine?
As of today, Ukrainian authorities have verified over 19,000 abducted children, with reports indicating that Russia has transferred nearly 11,000 Ukrainian children to camps across Russia and occupied Crimea since the start of this year. These children face re-education and militarization programs, with some being adopted into Russian families.
They're indoctrinating them. They're gonna turn them into Russian fucking little soldiers.
The situation is indeed concerning. Reports indicate that children are being exposed to Russian propaganda and military training in these camps. This forced re-education and militarization is a serious violation of international law and human rights.
And we're not making a big deal about that from the United States perspective, the country of human rights? No, because our president kisses Putin's ass for some reason.
The U.S. government has condemned Russia's actions regarding Ukrainian children.
Condemned? Really? I haven't heard the president say that.
Expressed concerns about the situation,
Oh, yeah?
but diplomatic approaches can be complex. International pressure continues to mount on Russia to address these human rights violations.
Yeah, right. He's a war criminal. Has President Trump actually discussed the kidnapped children directly with Putin?
President Trump hasn't directly discussed the kidnapped children with
End of story.
Instead,
Alexa,
First
stop.
Lady
He hasn't even talked to him about it. President Trump has not spoken with Putin about the children. What? What? You're not making this a big deal. If it was any other fucking country, you would. Let me ask you this question. And I'm not trying to make comparisons. Yeah, oh my God, the pizza in the oven. Are you? Let me see it. Is it okay? Oh, it's good. Perfect. Oh, it didn't burn. Perfect. You know, we make a big deal, and I get it. Those children are hostages. And there's thousands of them. But why isn't the world paying attention to that part? Thousands of children are being held hostage, being adopted into Russian families. And indoctrinated for the Russian propaganda to become Russian, who knows, potential Russian soldiers to go against Ukraine in the future? What is wrong with that? That is sick. That is sick. It's sick. And the president is saying nothing. He hasn't said nothing to Putin about the thousands of children. This is fucked up. I guess, we care when it... And again, I talked about this, how strategically important Ukraine is to the United States. We don't even have to go into that. Because, there's some Kool-Aid drinkers that look at it totally different. In this country. They don't understand the ramifications. They just don't get it. Or they just... Whatever happens because it's an allegiance of loyalty. That's the only thing I could figure out. It's like cray-cray. But people need to look at things from an objective, logical, rational, sane point of view and just call it out and say, this is not right. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I know. Melanie, I know. Yeah, exactly. Day one. I'll end the war with Ukraine and Russia, not my war. I'll end it in day one. 7 months later, Putin's not even fucking 7 months later. 10 months later, Putin is still yanking his chain.
Bro.
Yes.
I'm going, bro.
Go, have a good one.
All right.
Okay, be careful.
10 months later, actually, Russia's aggression has gotten worse. What? Do you see 30, I saw the latest, 38, I think it is, people in this country approve of his economy right now? The economy's tanking. You remember, you're talking to a guy who claimed bankruptcy numerous times. He doesn't even know how to run a business. He's going to run the government with his ideas. And they all trust him. And they all like smiling in the background. Meanwhile, privately, they're saying this guy's a nut job. He's going to destroy the economy. That tells you right there. Because they're afraid of him. Because he'll go on Truth Social, like he's already done with Massey. We need this guy out. We need to support this person and get this person to make America first again. Like, he'll do that. They're done. Their political careers are done. That's what they're all afraid of. That's why they don't talk. See, Marjorie Taylor Greene is, because she knows she's got the backing of her constituents on the issue. They can't mess with her. But she's the exception, not the rule. You know what I mean? So you look at how the landscape of things, they're cowards. They are cowards because they're afraid. And that's what dictators do. They make people that are in the administration, or they make them fear them. It's the power, the weaponization of fear. They want to cause that fear. Look at the policies that are going in this country right now. It's fear. It's the weaponization of fear. And an iron hand, like a dictator. And there's only one side of this country that's all for it. The other majority of the country is like, this is insane. Because that's all it is now. It is an absolute appeal to one party only. Everything that's going on. Not even independents. This is not even an independent anymore. Independents are done. They're done with this. They were there and helped get him elected. And even Democrats crossed over and voted for him. And now all those people, including the independents, that was a big part of it too. Because MAGA alone cannot win the election. They represent maybe close to 40%. They can't win alone. They cannot. Not in a national. They can't. Neither can the Democrats. They need that middle. Well, he lost the middle. He's losing the middle. The Democrats aren't going to support him. So who's he got? Everything is for his base. This is all about MAGA right now. Honestly, this is not like, I'm not saying this in a political rhetoric. That's the facts. This is all about MAGA. The country is everything. This is hardcore. You know, every administration, whether it's liberal, Republican, of course they have their conservative views, liberal views, but the independents are like, you know what? That's not such a bad thing. Let's try that. Well, right now, with the economy tanking, did you see the latest? The cattle farmers are freaking out with his deal to try to bring beef here from Argentina at lower prices. They're saying, what about us? The farmers, the cattle, the ranchers, they want less coming in. So you got to look at the statistics, and this is in the note. The cattle industry, the ranchers, have been suffering for like a decade. It's declining.
Yeah.
It's declining. So I'm not blaming, because past administrations are to blame too. But right now, they're in a crisis because of what he's doing. They're actually speaking out, and they're Trump supporters. And they're saying, listen, we support most of his policies, but on this, we don't. Go look at the research. Go look it up. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Do it up. Look it up. Ranchers are freaking out right now. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you think beef is expensive now, because he's trying to do things. That's why that Argentina deal has more to deal with it. He always has some kind of a thing going on below the surface. Always. The art of the deal. So they're trying to get that import of beef coming in from Argentina. to try to reduce the prices because they reckon they won't say it out of their mouths. But why would you do that? Because you know the prices are going up, but you're not going to say it because you're saying the economy's fine, it's going to be great. They won't. It's such a contradiction of hypocrisy because on the one hand, they're saying one thing, but on the other hand, they're actually admitting it indirectly by trying to make this deal to bring in Argentine beef to try to reduce the prices because the fucking prices of beef are skyrocketing and they're still going to go up higher like everything else in the grocery store. So much for cheaper food prices on day one, groceries. Utility bills are going off the scale. The only thing that's stable is gas because that depends on the global market. That's a little different. I don't know if he could fuck that one up. He probably could, but not this yet. That people say, what about gas? Gas is priced because that's a global. That's different. But as far as utilities, up. Building homes, up because it costs more to build them with the tariffs. Lumber, all that shit. Aluminum, steel, everything. Cost of living is way up. Rents, mortgages. He's trying to... See, that's another laughable thing. He's trying to lower the rates a little bit, the interest rates. That does help. But that's a really short fix for a bigger problem because that's not going to save the diving economy and raise the higher inflation. It's going to be stagflation. And it's amazing. It's just amazing, and it's not even funny because I'm laughing because it's so insane. It makes me put that smile on my face because I'm like, it's so fucking batshit crazy. It doesn't. I deal with crazy things like with a sense of humor. That's how, even when I was in the hospital with a heart attack, I'm sitting there and I'm laughing and you're like, oh my God. That's how I deal with things. But this shit is nuts. This is crazy. You got it? Okay. So nothing about what's going on is good. They might try to flip it to make it sound like it's good. It's not. Insurances are going up. Car insurance, the price of a vehicle to buy it, it's all-time high. Average. All-time right now. High. Ever. Ever than it's ever been. Right now, the cost of buying a car. The cost of buying a used car is up. What the fuck? So where's the cheap? Where are we saving money? Where? Tell me where we're saving money. Nowhere. Everything's gone up. In every vital area, everything's going up. And you know what? Another thing notice, and you guys got to notice this now. You haven't seen the jobs report. They're holding it. This is why it was dangerous when he fired that person for political reasons, because they're putting out the numbers. They're hiding the slow, stagnant growth of our economy. They're purposely holding those numbers back because they don't want people to see it. That's the whole point. They're trying to control everything. It's not about, and what a hypocrisy. We're going to be the most transparent. No, this is the deep state at its worst. Think about it. This is insane. And then you hear them talk about using words like communist in New York or socialist or this. What the fuck is going on right now in our plain sight? Dictator. Authoritarian. What the hell? He goes over to the Middle East and he's admiring, oh, you got great safety here. You're a general, right? Oh, I wish it was like this where we are. He praises dictators all the fucking time. He's a wannabe. I don't understand how people just don't see it in plain sight what's going on. And you know what? These people will support him to the end, and when the end happens, it's going to be too late. It's like you're following him into the pits. Yes. I mean, think about it. I don't want to use the CUL word because I don't like to label anyone because everybody's, has their opinion. But it has a lot of attributes of a cult. It fucking has a lot. A lot. You got to remember, there are a lot of people think that he's the second coming. He's a prophet. That he was sent by God. You have those people out there. That's why they throw religion a lot in the equation. You hear a lot of religious connections, rhetoric, and connection. The man, has he ever gone to church? Has he ever read the Bible? He held it upside down. He had the nerve to sell Bibles. Just think about what we're dealing with here. And I don't understand if it's one thing and it's a slip, I get it. But there's too many things. There's too many. And they're trying their best not to get that woman, oh my God, confirmed in the House for that 218 vote for those Epstein files. I do not hear the right MAGA wing screaming left and right, get her in. We want to see the Epstein files. Because they know their boy is in it. They're doing so much to protect. He's in it. Oh, look, we're going to meet with Bill Clinton behind closed doors and all this. They try to deflect. But meanwhile, they're protecting him. Because he was close friends with Epstein. I don't think anybody can dispute that. I think the majority of the country would say he's hiding something about Epstein. The MAGA 30% excluded, but the rest of the country is saying he's hiding something. You can only play this game with people for so long until they become hip with it. The tropes, the deflection, the attacks, they're the same old. People are becoming hip to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's tiring. It's old. We know the playbook. It's toast. Oh my God, Winky. Oh my God, Winky just made a funny comment in there. Yeah. He might have something big on him. Putin might have some dirt. You got to remember, back in the day, they used to have the teenage pageantries? Excuse me. They used to have, he used to own it. Trump used to own it. And there was an event in Moscow. You know that Moscow probably had everything filmed, everything he did. And maybe they got some dirt. Maybe Epstein flew out to it. Think about it. Now, I'm not a conspiracy person. Like, they believe everything's a conspiracy. But, and I'm not trying to start a conspiracy, but it's speculation. Like, he did own that. He had an event. He actually went backstage when they were getting dressed. Did you know that? His own event. He owned it. I can look it up. It happened a long time ago. Was it Teenage US? What was it called? He owned Trump Moscow Universe Team. Let me see. Okay, here. They may have something just from this event alone. When Donald Trump brought Miss Universe to Moscow, he used to own it. Look, this is an old article, 2016. And look when it happened. On June 18, 2013, Donald Trump had some exciting news. He would soon be whisking dozens of the world's most beautiful women to Russia. The Miss Universe pageant will be broadcast. Do you think Putin will be going to the Miss Universe pageant? If so, will he become my new best friend? Are you kidding me? But there was another one. I know Russia very well. I had a major event in Russia 2 or 3 years ago, which was a big, incredible event. Asked whether he had met with Putin there before, Trump declined to say, though he added, I got to meet a lot of people. And you know what? They want to be friendly with the United States. Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got along with somebody? These are his words. Look, he had a Trump's relationship with Aris Agalarov, a billionaire Russian real estate mogul with ties to Putin. Look at this. He sold a big place for double the money to a Russian oligarch. The same place that he fought with Epstein over. Do you know that? Look at this. The father and son are two of several ultra-wealthy Russians to whom Trump is connected and with whom he has pursued real estate deals. I've always been interested in building in Russia, he told the New York Post. He also boasted upon his return from the pageant that almost all of the oligarchs were in the room. Look at this. This is from his own mouth. Do people not put this shit together? I mean, for God's sake. Look at this. Oh, they must have manipulated his ass. Honestly, when I bought Miss Universe, the bathing suits got smaller and the heels got higher and the ratings went up, he told Vanity Fair. He sold it after that thing came out. Soon after the meeting, the Russian oligarchs, father and son, persuaded him to bring the 2013 pageant to one of their marquee properties. We just had a meeting. We all seemed to like each other, shook hands, and signed our contract within a week's time, adding that the pageant would cost $20 million to host. He said, in his quote, Moscow right now in the world is a very, very important place. We wanted Moscow all the way as a place to put the pageant. One of the great families in Russia is our partner in this endeavor. Fucking billionaire real estate Russian oligarchs. Does anybody see the problem? Look. But as the day of the big event approached, Trump seemed particularly excited about his proximity to Putin. Even as the Russian images in the U.S. was growing more nefarious. 2 weeks after Trump revealed his pageant was headed to Moscow, Putin signed a harsh new law that banned pro-gay propaganda and criminalized public expressions of gay pride. Oh, well, that's going to happen here soon, people. That's the Trump playbook, Putin's playbook. Around the same time, Snowden landed in Moscow, fleeing U.S. authorities after leaking some of America's most sensitive intelligence secrets. And then at one point he said bad things about Snowden until Russia, are you listening? Russia, are you listening? WikiLeaks. I'm trying to look for... This is Trump again. I'm looking for his words. I know for a fact that he wants very much to come, but we'll have to see. We haven't heard yet, but we have invited him. Snowden, not so much. Look at the tweet. Message to Edward Snowden. You're banned from Miss Universe because he wanted Putin there. Unless you want me to take you back home to face justice. Because he was aligned with Putin. Oh my God. What did he say? Trump also describes his criteria for a Miss Universe winner. You have to have the outer beauty, but you also have to have the inner beauty. We have some women that are incredibly beautiful, but they don't have the heart. And if you don't have that heart, you can't have that great beauty. Okay. Putin never showed. So there's a lot of connections with these Russian oligarchs. That's just one. He sold a property to a Russian oligarch in Florida. And this is what the American people, when they don't do the homework, they don't see. He's a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker. I lived in the city. We know all about him. New Yorkers know all about him and his fucked up deals. How he shit on small businesses when they were building his casinos. Sue me, he would tell them, and they didn't have the resources to battle his lawyers. He screwed over so many small businesses. Him and his father were sued by the government back in the 80s, it might have been, 70s, 80s, for racial discrimination. They actually had people go there. They wouldn't allow Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, or blacks to move into his properties. And he settled out of court. He always settles out of court. There's so much shit with him. He's got a history. This isn't new. And I don't understand it. I think it was really The Apprentice that people became enamored by him. It's bugged out. It's really bugged out. You have read what I just said? Well, wait. He also owned Miss Teen USA from 1996 to 2014. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no. Those can't be real. These can't be fucking real. Oh my God, this can't be real. If this is real, this is scary. Look at this. Trump has a pattern of using his power for unwanted sexual activity. Trump bragged on Howard Stern that owning Teen USA, he could go backstage and watch young girls dress. This is his quote. And they talk about Biden being the touchy. There's pictures. It is. I've never seen this. This is fucking horrific. They talked about Biden being creepy. This is even more creepy. The nerve of these fucking hypocrites. They're hypocrites. I'll tell you the funniest thing. This is from Howard Stern. I'll go backstage before a Miss Teen USA show and everyone's getting dressed. Miss Teen. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. So he's validating that he can go backstage to see them getting dressed because he's the owner and he can. That's what that means. What the fuck? I'm inspecting. The girls, 14 to 16, are standing there with no clothes on. And you see these incredible looking women, teens. And so I sort of get away with things like that. What? That sounds like fucking Epstein. Now the question is, was Epstein there? This could be. I might be hitting the part where there's a connection with him at the fucking Team USA, because he owned it. At the time, he was friends in the 90s with Epstein. Oh. Of course he was. That's the whole point, Melanie. Oh. They're trying to flip it. We look closely at Trump's past comments and as well as real allegations made by former beauty pageant contests from both Miss USA and Miss Teen USA competitions. Trump did indeed brag about walking into contestants, but was referring to Miss USA or Miss Universe pageants whose contestants were 18 and older. The above quote where he appeared to brag about walking on Miss Teen USA contest was misrepresenting a real comment he made to Stern. Really? I would like to hear Howard Stern's take on that. They're trying to flip it. They're trying to make it sound like he said something else. Of course. That said, there have been numerous serious allegations about Trump from both Miss USA and Miss Teen USA contestants, reporting that decades ago he'd walk into their dressing rooms while they were partially naked, which a Trump spokesman denied in 2016. We cannot prove or disprove their exact accounts, and while Trump did not admit to walking in on underage contestants, he certainly admitted to Stern his inappropriate behavior during other pageants. So either way. What exactly did Trump say to Stern? Let's hear it.
My daughter is beautiful, Ivanka.
By the way, your daughter,
she's beautiful.
can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, I go out with somebody, and she's like 21, and she's talking about, what are you doing? And she's studying algebra. And
So what?
And it's like, it was always embarrassing for me to walk in. It's too young. 30 is like a perfect age.
Absolutely. She has enough life experience.
Until she's 35.
Yeah. Well, see, that's too much life experience.
Yeah, 35. What is it at 35, Howard? It's called checkout time.
And you're probably, I would say, the greatest judge of beauty on this planet. In fact, I would create a TV show for you where all you did was just judge women.
Now, that may be the best idea of all.
It's a simple thing. It's a half hour, and we strip it out all over the
I would
country.
say I'm the all-time judge.
You own this pageant, you go over, you're meeting the girls and stuff. One of them comes up to you and says, Mr. Trump, you're a very sexy man.
You're a beautiful man. You have fantastic hair.
Well, you're a powerful man. Right? You're a powerful man.
Right.
I want to sleep with you. Now, you're not the type that would say no.
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right. No, but I mean, you see a beautiful woman, you want to have that. You're a guy who likes to have everything, right?
Well, couldn't that be construed, however, as
conflict?
Yes.
Well, I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
I sort of get away with things like that. And you want to talk about fucking creepy Biden? You're not creeped out by how he talked about his daughter? And that? Give me a fucking break. Such hypocrites. But I gotta show you. This is fucked up. I make sure. This is a post that somebody put of pictures. And from his own words, that was in 2005, by the way. Nearly a half a dozen former contestants of Miss Teen USA claimed that Trump walked in on them while changing. Some of the girls in those rooms were reportedly 15 years old when it happened. One incident reportedly occurred in 1997 Miss Teen USA pageant. Mariah Bellato, the former Miss Vermont Teen USA, recalled, "I remember putting on my dress really quick because I was like, oh my God, there's a man in here." She then remembered Trump saying, "Don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before." Four other women also alleged that Trump entered the dressing room. 11 contestants that BuzzFeed reached out said that they did not recall him in the dressing room. It doesn't mean that he wasn't there. In 2016, a former Miss USA contestant who was 18 years old at the time said that Trump walked into their changing room. And this is what, quote, she said, "Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked changing into our bikinis. He just came strolling right in. There was no second to put a robe on or any sort of clothing or anything. Some girls were topless, other girls were naked." She said they were told to greet him. It's like fucking Epstein. While in an awkward position where the owner came waltzing in when we were naked or half naked. That's him, he's the owner. In a very physically vulnerable position. We were naked and half naked in a very physically vulnerable position. And then to have the pressure of the people that worked for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him, talk to him, get his attention. And a spokesman for Trump at the time said, "These accusations have no merit, and we have already been disproven by many other individuals who were present. When you see questionable attacks like this magically pull out of there in the final month of the presidential campaign, you have to ask yourself what the political motivations are and why the media is pushing it." Oh well, Access Hollywood, you couldn't hide that one, could you? Because you were caught on video and tape. You know what I'm saying? But here's the scary picture. You guys got to see this. Now, I am not saying this is real, but you've got to see this. You've got to see this.
Where he hang himself?
No, Matt, please don't do this now. I'm not in the mood. It's this one that somebody posted this on X. I cannot verify, but check this out. And this is what the people voted for. And they have the nerve. That's fake. That's a fake photo. I know that's a fake photo. I'm not even sharing it because I know that one's fake. The one on the bottom is real. Yeah, that one's fake. These two are not, though. It's him and Epstein. And he's even with his kids. That one's real. That one's phony because I know that one's phony, so I'm not even going to share it. Because people put shit up. That is, there's a lot of AI going on. And I'm not going to play part of that. Though, how disgusting was it, that AI video with the crown and him in a fucking jet on Americans? Just think of this. Is that what you expect a president of the United States to do? To behave that way? I don't think any other president would ever consider doing something like that. Depicting an AI-generated video of him flying over American people and, I'm not going to get into it because it's so disgusting, I don't even want to say it. That is absolute... They think it's funny. And that's even worse. They think it's funny. And that just shows you where we're at when people think that shit is funny.
Especially
I cannot believe that a president of this country would do something like that. Because they're your opposite, they're protesting against you. Even when Obama was at a place where it was hostile, he says, I understand you're, whatever, but you have to listen to me too. At least he was trying to communicate. This guy just makes videos, defecating, putting stuff all over the American, that is disgusting. Think about that. That is disgusting for a president of the United States to push something like that. Even if it's humor. Even if it's humor. Oh, this is important. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
I know. Listen, I know how busy you are, so I don't like to bother you. You know what I mean?
No, that's okay. That's okay. You got to do a 90-day?
Yes. And I know you're leaving. You told me you were going away, so
You're right. So, can you do 9:30 tomorrow morning?
Absolutely, I will be there.
Okay.
And
sounds good.
Do you know? I got to tell you, I'm in the middle of a big thing with Ukraine. I wrote a song in Russian for the Russian people in Ukraine. It's spreading throughout Ukraine, and yeah, dude, it's getting crazy. I wrote the president 2 days ago, but because of the shutdown, it's furloughed. There's a lot going on, and I don't want to keep you, but the current occupied territory that Russia has right now is worth over $12 trillion in resources. 12 trillion. And the United States signed a mineral deal with Ukraine that we get 50% profits and access, preferential access. So we can't allow Russia to get this territory for that reason alone. So I've been making a lot of waves, let's just say that. So if the Russians get me, you know what happened.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, don't say that. The Russian gets-
I just told my lieutenant friend because I call him about something. Because I'm talking to him. He's a lieutenant, and I just told him about this whole Russian thing. He says, "You better keep your head down." That's what he just told me, right, Ma? He said, "Keep your head down, Bill." I told him if something happens to me, you know why? They got me. He was laughing. Oh, shit. You can't make that up. It actually just happened. He's second in command in my town for the police department. Because there are things that go on in the network, like there's law enforcement shows that I do, and I'm trying to get not the typical ones, but like a union, because they can't talk. The officers they will not speak. But there is a union guy there that would speak. I'm trying to see if he'll come on a show from here. They can speak to the public because that's their job. It's public relations. You know what I mean? But not an officer. So I'm in the middle of trying to make that happen. So I'm going to meet with somebody tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. That's what he called me about. If you want to meet the person. Isn't that cool? See, I'm involved in I got my hands in so many cookie jars, you have no idea. Where was I? I was ranting. That's where I was. So, Winky, remember you were saying that last night, and I don't know if you're still there. I have my connections too, you know. You know what I'm saying? I have my connections. If I ever have a problem, it's a phone call away right there. My mom knows. Our neighbor's FBI. It's like, fuck. Right, Ma? Our neighbor's FBI. You know, it's good to have that. Because if something it's your neighbor.
Oh, you're talking about...
Yes, don't say her name.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So, people say tread carefully. Okay. But I feel pretty comfortable not exactly comfortable. That's not even a good word. I'm okay because I know it only takes a quick phone call or a trip in person. Literally, one, my neighbor, the other one, he's 10 minutes away or a phone call away. You know what I'm saying? And plus, on the network, we have two retired NCIS agents. One was Special Agent of the Year. There's Jason White, who's amazing. He's still a detective in Oklahoma. Chris is a retired detective. Don Ecker is a retired detective. I'm missing a bunch. Jake, retired homicide detective in Philly. God, there's more. Greg in Tennessee, NCIS. You got to see this. This guy's a badass. He's a sniper, and he was showing videos on the show. Oh my God, he hit a heavy target. I was like, oh shit. This guy's a badass. I'm gonna bring him on one day. I should stop bringing some of these people on. I know them, and they can tell you their perspective of what's going on. Now, definitely right-leaning, but I gotta say, I respect them and I respect their opinion. From a law enforcement point of view, I support law enforcement 100%. Mom is mumbling. I don't know why. I think she's like worried what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything wrong.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I'm trying to walk through here.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Oh,
but yes, anything. I even asked Don. We need to ask Don. I would like to write a song that he thinks would be even more for the Ukrainian people. I can do it. I think I should write a song of unity in Europe with Ukraine, the solidarity. Because I mentioned International Brothers of Arms in the song, in the lyrics, but maybe I should write one more directed about the unity, the support itself from the other countries involved too, the European countries. I'm thinking about, I don't want to make it too sad and make it, because I'm not there. I'm not there I cannot just come up with an imaginary, fictionalized situation, but maybe like what is going on with the children being abducted and kidnapped from Ukraine and brought back to Russia. I can make a sad song, but I don't want to make it sad. I want to make this a positive, inspirational motivation song for the Ukrainian people and the soldiers. I don't want to go that way. I hate negative. Exactly. I want to make it powerful. We will get our children back. They will not be indoctrinated. Their real parents are not in Russia. They're here. Something like that. We will unite Ukraine again, and that includes our children. Maybe that's the message I need to do in the next one. I can't do it today because I'll leave in 2 hours to a concert. Highlighting the families being separated. Correct. Because nobody's talking about it. Not here. I haven't heard it. I have not seen it. I have not heard it but then again, like I said, I can't really say because I don't watch the news. Because I hate it. Because I know I'm going to be like, here we go. They're saying the same old shit. If I flip the channel to the other one, here we go. They're saying the same old shit. And then they leave out stuff. They don't give you the whole picture. They take shit out of context. Both sides do it. They won't mention the specific details because they don't want to. The same goes with this one. They won't get into specific details, take it out of context. And it does happen on both sides. Let's be fair. Oh, no. Did you hear what... I mean, even Alexa knows. Alexa, what is Russia doing to the kidnapped children they abducted from Ukraine? What are they doing with these children?
Russia has forcibly transferred nearly 20,000 Ukrainian children, assigning them Russian citizenship and adopting them into Russian families. These children face Russification efforts and military training in camps. The UN considers these actions war crimes, and the ICC has issued arrest warrants for Russian officials involved.
So, it sounds like something you would see, I hate to say it, with these T groups in the Middle East. How they indoctrinate their children and put weapons in their hands when they're 7 years old and give them that propaganda and make them into militarized young people to fight their agenda, their propaganda war. Using their own...
The situation you're describing is indeed concerning. Forced indoctrination and militarization of children is a serious violation of human rights and international law, regardless of the region or group involved. These actions can have long-lasting traumatic effects on the children and contribute to cycles of violence.
Wow. That's
And that's what Russia is doing to the Ukrainian children.
what?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's a deeply troubling situation. The forced transfer and indoctrination of children is a serious violation of international law and human rights.
My God.
Why are we not hearing about that? The Europeans are talking about it. Not here. Not in this country.
The situation is complex. Media coverage can vary based on regional focus and political priorities.
Obviously.
While European media may be more directly covering these events, American outlets might prioritize different aspects of the conflict or focus on domestic issues. The topic is sensitive, and coverage can be influenced by various factors, including diplomatic relations and editorial choices.
Editorial choices? What is that, political party affiliation?
Editorial choices refer to the decisions made by media outlets about what stories to cover and how to present them. These choices can be influenced by various factors, including the outlet's editorial stance, audience interests, and journalistic priorities. While political affiliations can play a role, they're not the sole determinant of coverage.
Alexa, stop. That's exactly what I was saying. How the media...
Got it. Thanks for the conversation.
Good afternoon, Sal. So see, I'm not making this up. I'm basing what I say on fucking facts. And the facts don't lie. I hate to laugh, but it's not funny. It's so serious. And they're not covering it here. I mean, of course, thank God, the remaining living hostages came back to Israeli families, friends, etc. Thousands of Ukrainian children have been made into Russian citizens, given to Russian families, and are being indoctrinated in military camps to train to fight against their own fucking country. What's up? Why are we not making enough of that? Because that would put Putin in a really bad spotlight, which our president does not want to do. Why? I don't know. But it seems like there were some cameras in Moscow. There might have been some things going on. I'm making assumptions. I have no evidence of this, but you know, when you go to Russia, and he wasn't a politician back then, he was the owner of pageants, and he's traveled there. They have cameras and surveillance equipment everywhere. They might have gotten something. They might have some blackmail material. I'm speculating, I'm making an assumption. But thinking of the behavior, past behavior, and spoken words from the person himself, they could have had cameras in that dressing room of alleged... Just think about it. Russia is not stupid. Mr. KGB is not stupid. Let's put some hidden cameras around. He's not going to notice. The girls aren't going to notice. Of him, can you imagine seeing a video of at that time Citizen Trump walking into a dressing room with girls or women that are barely dressed, and some of them not dressed at all, and he's walking in there and can you imagine a video coming out like that? He's fucking toast. Toast. Done. Especially with the Epstein thing going on. Oh my God, he would be so toast. So what does Russia have? Do they have? Does Putin have? This is too weird. And I know. But it's also, I cannot prove this. Just like conspiratorial fuckers can't prove anything they say. Show me the weather modification. Show me, they talk about so many crazy things with nothing to back it. Not as far as there is evidence of going back to World War II, cloud seeding, cloud modification. Yes, but to say it's a fucking weapon from space, or it's DARPA, or some other whatever the fuck. Prove it. Show me the evidence. Well, I have no evidence in this case, but based on observations, like somebody wrote in chat, is it not possible? Can't say no. It's possible. Based on his own words, his past actions. Look at the Access Hollywood tape. What he said. That I can grab them. Oh my God. So can you imagine how he behaves when he thinks he's around people that he's cool with? And he could speak freely, he's hanging. Meanwhile, little did you know, they have cameras and they're recording everything that you're fucking doing right now. It could be as simple as that. It could be. Russia has some deep dirt, especially from that Miss Universe he owned? Whatever that pageant was when he was in Moscow. And he was... You heard what I read from his own words, his relationship with his father and son oligarchs. They're a great family. And then they have it at their place. That shit is wired. That shit has got surveillance equipment, bugs everywhere. He walks in, and who knows, the hotels he was staying at, all this shit, they got everything on fucking tape, bugged, filmed. They might have that. And that's why he's such a Putin ass kisser. Putin really seriously might have some dirt, like really bad on him. Now again, I'm speculating. But it kind of makes sense considering his behavior with the guy. He seems to appease him. He like yesterday I read something he said. Like he just realized this. Yeah, right. Putin wanted everything in Ukraine. Meaning, I guess he's saying he wanted it all. When did you just figure that out? Yesterday? I'm like, are you serious? Oh my God. Duh. And, they're just going to get apart. Apart? I'm telling you, this is like fucking scary. Yeah, Melanie says they probably have an entire vault labeled Trump. Their own little mini Trump tower, but it's a vault with all the dirt on him. It's in Putin's bedroom. And Putin probably drinks some vodka and laughs and looks at that vault every night. It's not even funny. It's not fucking funny. It really isn't. It's dead serious. Really, honestly. Oh God. No, he's looking more confused all the time. They had to correct him in the they had to tell him that he did something that he wasn't like. There's a protocol. There's the way that everything's supposed to go, and I mean, I honestly believe they should not allow anyone over shit. I don't even want to say 75. There has to be an age limit on presidents. We already learned the mistake of Biden. I'm being dead serious. I'm sorry. If you're a Biden supporter, come on now. Come on now. Let's be real. And I'm not disrespecting, because I don't disrespect. But you could tell his capacity, mental capacity, was definitely not there. And then you'll hear them say, Biden wasn't the president. It was the people around him that were making all the decisions. Who the fuck in this administration is making all the decisions? His name is Stephen Miller. He's the real one. He writes his speeches. He's the one that's in Trump's ear telling him all everything that's going on right now with the National Guard and all this. This is all part of Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is your shadow president. Not Trump. It's not Trump. It's Stephen Miller. You're seeing Stephen Miller's ideas and policies and ideologies going on. This is who that guy is. Everything you see is Stephen Miller. If people don't realize that, that's the real president. He's a ghost president. He is the shadow president. So don't tell me that Biden had people running the show behind him. You got one guy running the show behind you, and that's Stephen Miller. So, I mean, really? You're going to really put up that argument? Come on, stop it. So, there's Biden had handlers. He definitely had handlers. Trump has a handler, Stephen Miller. One. You think Pam Bondi? Oh, they're just loyalists. That's all they are. Let me get on my knee. Swear my allegiance. Put your hand out. Let me kiss that ring. That's what they are. They're just loyalists. That's all they are. But the one who's actually putting out the policies and the ideologies is Stephen Miller. That's just, if anybody's blinded to that, then, they're just being ignorant. But that's what's going on. So, again, when you start peeling away the onion on any of these politicians and the corruption of them across the fucking board, because it happens on both sides and in the middle too. Melanie's funny, and that's to be fair. Like I said yesterday, look at the guy that's in prison right now. Forget about. I can't believe he pardoned Santos. That is just because he's a Republican. Other Republicans can't stand the guy. They cannot stand him. And they're like, why did he do that? But anyway, this guy took bribes from Egypt, gold bars, fucking cars, trips, you name it. This guy, and he's a Democrat. What a corrupt to the core individual. So it happens across the board. The corruption is everywhere. So I don't want to hear Democrats complain, because there's corruption there all the time. To be fair, I know I saw that. But you know why though? He pardoned that guy because he's cryptocurrency. That's what that's all about. Because that's Trump's world now. His kids, especially, the family. That's why. Again, you look at it on the surface, but what is the real reason why he pardoned that person? Because it's crypto connected. But you see, people that are naive or ignorant, they don't want to look at why, the details. They'll just say, oh, okay. Some people may not even recognize it as happening. They might even not know the significance of the importance of it. It's okay. It's like, okay. Next story. Plus, if you notice, while the country's so focused in on the shutdown, these little things are going on in the background. Unnoticed. Like, we could just do this. They're not going to notice. They're focused. You're not distraction. It's so obvious to people that are paying attention and observing objectively, not from partisan, whether liberal or conservative, which I don't even know if I should call them that anymore. And it's funny how one side calls the radical left, what the fuck you think you are? You don't think you're radical? You don't think you're extremist? On the right? I mean, that is so ridiculous. Because if you think about it, what is a moderate Republican labeled as? A rhino. If it's not MAGA, you're a rhino. And a rhino is usually a moderate Republican. So, I guess you can't really say a moderate Republican is part of that. So, because they're in the middle. So you do have extreme on both sides. And remember, don't forget, after, God rest in peace, the heinous act, Charlie Kirk, a few days later, the DOJ, FBI, removed the database showing the past 30 years of politically motivated crimes, which it outnumbered like 3-1 right wing responsible for violence. They removed it because they wanted to swing at that the left is the one that's doing all these politically motivated, heinous, violent acts, which that's not the truth. If you go back and look at the data, it is extremely leaning toward the right that does these violent crimes, not the left. But they had to take it down, get rid of it, to support their narrative. That is a fact. Look it up yourselves, how they removed it. It's gone. I wonder why. So, Weather Underground. Anyway, I do have a PDF. I managed to get something before it completely disappeared forever. Oh shit, why isn't it not working? Don't do that. I mean, it breaks it down. And I hate to put this on the screen, but let's look at this. I think this might have the statistics because they removed it. They took it away. It breaks down the data of the demographics, the numbers, how they use the internet. I'm not going to say the word, but this breaks it down. It's a PDF because they took it off. And it breaks it down. I'm trying to see if it actually tells us the numbers. I don't want to put anything. Maybe here. Okay, here we go. Right here. Since 1990, this is the stats that they took down. Far-right extremists have committed far more ideologically motivated homicides than the far left or radical, even radical Islamic extremists, including 227 events that took more than 520. In the same period, far left extremists committed 42 motivated attacks that took 78. And a recent threat assessment by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security concluded that the domestic violent extremists are an acute threat and highlighted the probability that the COVID, long-standing ideological grievances, because people blame, certain things about the COVID thing, related to immigration, long-standing ideological grievances related to immigration, and narratives surrounding electoral fraud will continue to serve as a justification for violent actions. So look at the numbers. They took it down. They removed it. They don't want nobody to see that. They removed it. Sadly, and like I said, God rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Because that was a man who was trying to communicate, debate, whether you agreed with his opinions or not. He was out there engaging in a respectful way. And debating and listening to people and answering their questions. But after that horrific incident, they took down the information. And that's when you saw they were attacking. The left is the one responsible. They're the violent party of this type of behavior that historically, in the last 30 years, it's not even close how much the right has done so much more of these type of heinous acts as well. The numbers aren't even close. But they had to get rid of that because it wouldn't back up what they're saying out of their mouths now. See what I'm saying? That's removal of statistical information, like they do with weather, like they do with anything with science, like they're doing with so many other things. They're removing it. Anything that goes against the grain, which is truth, to manipulate it, to control the narrative to the public. That's what they're doing right now. And that is not good. That is not good. That's not democracy. When you start omitting the evidence and the data, that is not a good thing. That is not the way it's supposed to be. Well, we're just going to take this out because it's not part of our thing. And you can look, don't take my word for it. Do the research. And people can be in denial because they support him. Absolute denial. To defend him. It's indefensible, actually. It's indefensible. You could look it up. Yeah, right here. This is The Hill. This is just one article I'm pulling up. And it happened, for real. Don't take my word for it. Do the research. DOJ quietly removed studies showing right-wing attacks outpace those by left. They removed it. Removed it. That's just one example. You could look. There's so many articles on this. I'm not making this up. Like a lot of people out there make shit up. They actually did. Look. This, just do the homework. Like I said, don't take my word for it. DOJ deletes study alleging rise in far-right terrorism. They did. 30 year to present, gone. And just put DOJ deletes study linking most domestic terrorism. That's all you got to put. And it's funny because none of the right-wing media is talking about it on these. None of them. They probably never even talked about it on their programs. Everyone here, Reuters, all these, of course CNN's going to have it, MSNBC, but none of the conservatives even mentioned it. Look at this. DOJ deletes study linking most domestic terrorism to the far right. Dates from 1990 to 2025. Shows far right extremists committed hundreds of deaths. I can't say that versus far fewer. What about that? They took it off. That study I was just showing you. I got it before it went bye-bye. Luckily, I got it before it was deleted. They don't want people to see that because it doesn't fit their narrative. Because they can't say, all the violence happens on the left. Well, it's hard for people to find the actual data now because it doesn't exist. They took it down. Oh, shit. So that's the kind of games that are going on right now. That's not good. That is no bueno. Not good. It's not good for the country. They are suppressing information. They're taking data off. Like I've said this, I'm a weather guy. They gutted NASA's climate change page. Because they hate that word, climate change. They gutted it. There's hardly barely any information. There's no real data there no more. Just a little. There is a little bit, not like it used to be. You could still get it like from other countries, kind of. Like it's a little hard to find it. But a lot of information. Look what's going on now. We never had this problem. Measles outbreaks everywhere. It's spreading. People don't want to vaccinate their children. Look what's going on. It's coming back because of the policy. It starts somewhere, then it spreads. What the freak is going on? And like I said, do the research. Like I just showed you guys for a couple of hours, leading back to Miss USA, Teenage USA, or the stuff that went on in Moscow in 2005. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're a great family. Father and son oligarchs, one of the most powerful close to Putin back then, and held the event in Moscow at their place. And you want to see something other crazy? This is another little crazy because I don't want to keep ranting on this because it could take days. It literally could. There's so much, but people don't. They don't look into this stuff. They accept what's, you know. You're gonna bug out. I don't know if many people made this connection. It is cray-cray. And this is actually coming from Kyiv. It's fucking incredible. And it's true. It's true, too. First article posted up. It's the Kyiv Post. And this is a true story. Remember, I don't know if people know this, especially the MAGA people probably don't. They don't, because they don't pay mind to this kind of stuff. Remember, if you've heard about this dispute that Epstein and Trump had over a property, and Epstein brought him there to look at it, and then Trump actually won the bid, and Epstein was going to do something, and then all of a sudden there was a phone call to Palm Beach police, and they showed up at Epstein's house, and a lot of people think that it was Trump that did that. Okay? Because of their feud, they had a fallout. It was over this property. Do you know what happened to that property? Do you know what Trump did at the time with that property? Anybody? I do. Because I do my homework. Well, this is what Trump did with it. He sold it to a Russian oligarch for double the price. Double the price. I think he paid like 40 or 45 million. He sold it to the Russian oligarch. Money laundering. This was a money laundering deal here, by the way. Dumping money. I think he said, yeah, there. He bought it for 40. I think he sold it for close to fucking 80. Late 95, more than double. He sold it to a Russian billionaire oligarch. Right there. He didn't keep it for himself. He sold it to a Russian oligarch for twice the money. One of his buddies in Russia. Remember, he's had connections with Russian oligarchs for decades. He's got that connection with Russia. How could you not have a conflict of interest in making a political decision for the country when it's obvious how much you lean into Russia? Can somebody tell me that? There's no conflict of interest here from a personal perspective? The investments he's done in Russia, the things he's done in Russia, the real estate deals he's made with Russians? Go look at Trump Tower. And nobody questions any of this? No one? You should. How can he be objective when obviously he's in Russia's corner? And the people who control Russia, the people who are really the power in Russia, the oligarchs, and Putin. But Putin's got the oligarchs controlled. They're aligned with him. And he's aligned with them. Nobody that doesn't set off any flags for anyone? And we're dealing with foreign policy? No? It should. Should raise a lot of flags. And that's just one aspect of it. But people don't understand that. They don't see that. They only see what they see in the media. They're given surface stuff, and they're using the emotions of people. That's what everything is based on, an emotional response. That is and I'm telling you, if you do the homework and you see the connections, it's like You know that game back in the day, Connect the Dots? I've connected quite a few. And that did happen. That's not like a fictionalized story. That did happen. So, you know, I don't know. But it sure doesn't look good. And like I said, going back to the original story, which I don't know if I'll have it, when he was in Moscow in 2005, I don't even remember what year it was. I don't remember what year it was. But when he had that Miss Universe, when he bought it in Moscow, and the oligarchs thing. Oh my God. I'm trying to see if I have it because it would be very hard to find. Oh, maybe it's this one. Oh yeah, it is this one. Yeah, it's this one. 2013. Oh shit. He has some exciting news. He would bring his whisking dozens of the world's most beautiful women to Russia. The Miss Universe, it was Miss Universe pageant. He bought it. At that time, he owned it. Who will broadcast live from Moscow, Russia on November 9th. He tweeted that day. A big deal that will bring our countries together. Trump said, these are his quotes, "Do you think Putin will go to the Miss Universe pageant?" He tweeted later that day. "If so, will he become my new bestie, my new best friend?" This is the way he talks. Oh my God. And you could imagine Putin is like playing him, not trying to seem eager to talk to him, because he's KGB. He knows how to play him like a fiddle. Oh my God. But anyway, let's go to quotes. We're not going to, this is commentary. Let's go to the quotes. "I know Russia well." Oh, really? You do? This is, remember, 2013. Oh, do you now? You know Russia well, huh? "I had a major event in Russia 2 or 3 years ago, which was a big, big, incredible event." That was the Teen Universe, Teen USA or something. Some pageant, the other one he owned, Miss Teen USA. "I got to meet a lot of people. And you know what? They want to be friendly with the United States. Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got along with somebody?" And look, at the heart of the episode is Trump's relationship with Aras Agalarov, a billionaire Russian real estate mogul with ties to Putin, and his son, Emin, a dance pop singer with ambitions to international stardom who got Trump to appear in one of his music videos. Holy fuck. The father and son are two of several ultra-wealthy Russians to whom Trump is connected and with whom he has purchased real estate deals. This is a quote, "I have always been interested in building in Russia." He also boasted, "Almost all of the oligarchs were in the room." What? What? He sold it off, Fringe, years back. He owned, I think, 2 or 3 of them. Let's skip. That's a picture they took. I'm skipping. I'm trying to get to the actual quotes because I don't want to take it out of context. His connection to Donald Trump runs through a beauty queen. 2013, he filmed a video. We should look for that video, Amor, and see if Trump's in it. In which the young singer pursues Miss Universe 2012. Miss Universe and Moscow were coupled to meet with Algarve and subtly introduced the Russians to Trump. Honestly, when I bought Miss Universe, the bathing suits got smaller and the heels got higher and the ratings went up. Trump purchased the contest in 1996 and entered into a joint partnership with NBC 6 years later. Of course, later on it would be The Apprentice. After NBC protested that, blah, 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 he sold his entire stake. So then look, soon after meeting Trump, the Agalarovs persuaded him to bring the 2013 pageant to one of their marquee properties, Crocus City Hall. And this is a quote. We just had a meeting. We all seemed to like each other, shook hands, and signed our contract within a week's time. He announced the venue in June 2013, saying Russia had beaten out 17 other countries. Quote, Moscow right now in the world is a very, very important place. We wanted Moscow all the way. And Trump added of the family, father and son, one of the great families in Russia is our partner in this endeavor. Yeah, the oligarchs. You don't want to, and there was that whole anti-gay law thing that happened at the time with Putin. Snowden flies in. He didn't want nothing to do with that. Yeah. He also met with them for business. He explored real estate. Look, in 1987, he visited Moscow and St. Petersburg at the invitation of the Soviet ambassador to the U.S., though he doubted the standards of Soviet construction firms and never followed through. 2008, his son Donald Jr. visited Moscow to explore licensing the Trump name. I remember that. Then there's this thing with that family. The Russian market is attracted to me. I wonder why. What?
What is this?
What?
It's called...
That's the thing that I got you. You're eating it.
Yeah, what is
It's
it?
a croissant.
Oh, croissant. It's sweet though.
I just got back home from Russia and learned lots and lots. Moscow is a very interesting and amazing place. U.S. must be very smart and very strategic. This is going back over a decade. Then he asked them, because he was having meetings to get his licensing. Trump Tower Moscow is next. But this didn't really evolve into anything. The video. Oh shit, here's the video. In Another Life, featuring Donald Trump and Miss Universe. Get the fuck out of here. With a Russian oligarch, the son. It's all Russian. Look at this shit. He's in a Russian video. Where is he? Where's his cameo? I don't see him. Unless they took it out. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's in this Russian 2013 video. And it had 13 because he had owned it at the time. Ain't that a bitch? Look at him. Look at him. In a Russian music video. The son of an oligarch. He's in the video. Oh my God. See? So, what is this Russia connection? What is this always appeasing Russia thing? What is it?
Really?
Putin!
Bill,
What, Ma?
that oven is on.
Shut it. So, people need to look at these things and understand this has been going on for decades. His relationships with the oligarchs, real estate deals, Moscow Miss Universe pageants. Can you imagine now? Just think of this. That's why this Epstein thing, he was buddies with Epstein. He owned these Miss Universes and shit. Was Epstein ever at any of these fucking events? Did he? God forbid. Or even worse, like I said, while he's in Moscow doing this, you know how he moves? I will. You know that the Russians bugged, it was still, it was Russia then. It wasn't the Soviet Union. They bugged everything. Cameras, surveillance equipment, bugs everywhere. Everything he did. They were filming, recording all his actions, his walking into the fucking dressing room. They got that shit. And I wonder if the Russians have anything that's really, really bad. And they got blackmail material on him. Something. Even if it's money laundering kind of things with the oligarchs. Anything. The Russians might have some serious dirt on him. That's why he is the way he is. But then again, he's sympathetic. He's done business deals with Russia. He's close with oligarchs. Because if you look at it, he's always appeasing Russia. Why? Why? Why is he appeasing Putin? Why is he? Because it might have a lot to do with this, the history. And people don't put those pieces together. So that's why I say, do your research before you reach any conclusions. Don't take my word for it at all, ever. Do your own. You'll be really surprised what you find when you start connecting dots and you start saying, well, why? Why? You think, you got to remember, again, people's emotions, passion, opinionated, how it affects them on a daily life basis, economy, healthcare, and also immigration. Those are important things. And, that's what they're trying to communicate and identify. Those are the things you run on. But when you start going into the background on certain things and you see, whoa, wait a minute. What about this? Or that meeting with Turkey in 2016 during the UN Security Council session in September, where they were short of money, and all of a sudden the Egyptian bank withdraws $10 million in cash days prior to his inauguration. There's a lot of shit. So when they say, oh, wait a minute, shit. You heard that creepy tape when he was on Howard Stern? I played it a little while ago. Even talking about his own daughter. And talking about him being able to go and inspect a dressing room. They were barely dressed. Even, I can do that. I'm the owner. I can inspect it. I can get away with that. He said that on Howard Stern. They said, ooh, Biden, he's creepy. The way he touches. That's not creepy? That's not creepy? It's amazing how one side can say what they say about one, but when it comes to their person, they're crickets, they're silent. And can't admit, well, he's creepy too. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd date her. Something like that, to that effect. He said, I could look up the clip. He said it on Howard Stern. It was fucking creepy as fuck. There's even a picture of him having his daughter sit on his lap. That's not creepy? No? But Biden doing what he did is creepy? That's creepy for you, but what he does is not creepy, right? Give me a break. That shit is cray-cray. So, again, hypocrisy's a bitch. If you're going to be fair and objective, be fair and objective. Because, yes, Biden did do some creepy shit, but this guy's no better. Even saying, I can grab them by the... He doesn't... People say, oh, he was just joking. Yeah, privately between two people, but that he didn't know he was being recorded like that. Oops! But they always make excuses for him. He was just joking. He was doing that, yeah. How much can a person... People are getting tired of this. Especially people like me in the middle. We're getting tired. It's over. We're tired of the excuses. We're tired of the bullshit, tropes, same old bullshit. We're tired of it. I think I could speak for a lot of independents that feel the same way. Tired of it. Fucking tired of it. Anyway. Let's see. I'm sure it's here. It just drives me nuts. Yeah. And let me hear this. I'm not going to show it, but let's hear it. Why don't we? Some of the creepiness. Oh, you should hear it.
Thank you, everyone.
Donald Trump has every right to be proud of his daughter. Ivanka is a successful Republican convention.
I said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop you know what? You are sick.
Far from protecting his daughter from being talked about as a sex object, he has encouraged it multiple times. On Howard Stern's radio show in 2004 and then again in 2006.
By the way, your daughter,
She's beautiful.
can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
It's
She's
unbelievable.
tall. She's almost 6 feet tall.
In May, Ivanka described herself as a feminist while defending her father on CBS after a...
Can you imagine I'd date her if she wasn't my daughter? You know, it never gets old. It really, and the grabbing there, I can't say that word. It's, and they talk about Biden looking creepy. That's fucking creepy.
My daughter is beautiful, Ivanka.
By the way, your daughter,
she's beautiful.
can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
For the last couple of years, I go out with somebody, and she's like 21, and she's talking about, what are you doing? And she's studying algebra. And
So what?
And it's like, it was always embarrassing for me to walk in. It's too young. 30's like a perfect age.
Absolutely. She has enough life experience.
Until she's 35.
Yeah. Well, see, that's too much life experience.
At 35, what is it at 35, Howard? It's called checkout time.
And you're probably, I would say, the greatest judge of beauty on this planet. In fact, I would create a
Here it
TV show
comes.
for you
This
where
is
all
creepy.
you did was just judge women.
Now, that may be the best idea of all.
It's a simple thing. It's a half hour, and we strip it out all over the
I would
country.
say I'm the all-time judge.
You own this pageant, you go over, you're meeting the girls this night. One of them comes up to you and says, Mr. Trump, you're a very sexy man.
You're a beautiful man. You have fantastic hair.
Well, you're a powerful man. Right? You're a powerful man.
Right.
I want to sleep with you. Now, you're not the type that would say no.
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right. No, but I mean, you see a beautiful woman, you want to have that. You're a guy who likes to have everything, right?
Well, couldn't that be construed, however, as
Conflict?
yes?
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but, it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later
The
on.
question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And,
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Oh, I sort of get away with things like that. No clothes. I sort of get away with things like that. I'm the owner. I can inspect it. And we won't even play the Access Hollywood, but people forget about this stuff. Really? That's why there's something in those Epstein files. There's something in them. They're doing everything they can. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. I'll predict it. We're never going to see the entire Epstein files. We're never going to see them. Don't think that we are, because we're not. We're not. Not the entire thing. Now, the key might be here two things. Because remember, Remember in the beginning of the year, they were all holding the binders up proudly. We've got the Epstein files. Remember that day? There's a Pam Bondi and a few of them are holding them like trophies. We've got the Epstein files. They got it from the Southeast District of New York. Now, I wonder if they have copies of that. I'm hoping that the Southern District of New York has copies of them. Because I have a feeling they either got rid, destroyed, omitted a lot of what's in those files. Because they don't want the shit to come out. That's my concern. Now, here's the other one. And this is the only way this could happen. To protect the victims. If the victims came out with a list, they can get sued if they come public. But not a congressional member. A congressional member could get that information from them and present it on the floor with no worries about lawsuits. Okay? Marjorie Taylor Greene's talking about doing it. Even some Republicans are talking about doing it. They are freaking out. So you got to worry what the victims know, the people they were engaged with. And if other people come forward knowing that they're purposely omitting the facts here and covering it up, this is not going away. As much as he would like it to go away, it's not going away. Because as soon as that person is sworn into the House, that 218th vote is going to happen. That's when we have to see the next phase of this with the DOJ. This DOJ. The loyalists in the DOJ, where their oath is not to country, but to one. This is going to get very interesting. Pay attention. Yeah, exactly. He said it's a hoax. Tell that to the MAGA base that was talking about this for 10 years, being it's a satanic, democratic ring, Satanists. They've been dying for this. They want it out. But now that they realize that their man might be in it, they're not talking about it as much anymore. Because they thought the whole fucking thing was going to be about Clinton and all these people going to the island and all this shit. Meanwhile, their guy was besties with Epstein for fucking 15 years. Do you know, this is actually something that happened. A guy that I seen on a video clip. He says, because he worked at the hotel. He was the manager of the Atlantic City casino, not hotel, casino. This is what he said, and I'm paraphrasing. Trump flew in with Epstein together after midnight. It was like 1 something in the morning with young ladies. Now, not underage. One was a tennis player. They were like under 21. They were under 21. And he told the manager of the casino, says, they can't come in here. They're not allowed. We can lose our license. We can get in trouble. We can get fines. Look this story up. You can look this up too. And the people that inspect the casinos found out. They didn't fine him. They gave him a pass. But he got a warning. He flew in with Epstein. I think there were 3 young women with them. They were besties. These guys were close. This is not a fucking joke. If he went over to his New York place or Palm Beach place, because they were like neighbors. You're saying that the president didn't witness any young people there? May have not seen anything in any kind of criminal behavior act, but he's seen what was going on and said nothing. It could be even something as simple as that. Yeah, I saw that. And even, what was the guy in his administration that said that he was neighbors, like literally neighbors? Like a townhouse in New York City. He went over and he showed him the massage fucking room. And he was like, fuck, hell no, I'm out of here with my wife. I'm out of here. I can't remember his name. He's part of the administration right now. He said that. And they were pissed that he opened his mouth. They were not happy. I can't think of his name. But he's part of the administration. And he says, yeah, we went over to Epstein's house. And he showed us this room. And there was a massage table there. My wife and I felt like I'm paraphrasing. They were creeped out. And they said, okay, time to leave. That's what he says, at least. So, you can only imagine. This is some creepy, at the least, it's embarrassing. No matter what, at the least, it's going to be embarrassing. And she does not like to be embarrassed. At the least, it's embarrassing. At the worst, who knows? Do you know what I mean? So let's see how transparent we're the administration of transparency. Oh, really? Really now? Are you? You know how they talk about the deep state? This is seriously deep state shit that's going on right now. Because they're controlling everything. Now, when I think of these words used, deep state, there is definitely mechanisms that go on in government that control, that a lot of people are not in the need to know, and they don't know. That's my interpretation of deep state. The people that really are in control, and I do believe that exists. That even the president may not know of certain things that are going on. And congressional members. I truly believe there is that going on. But as far as their interpretation of it is Earth 2. It's a little bizarre. Just remember, they thought that the Epstein list was going to have a bunch of Democrats on it. They were excited. MAGA base was dying for this to come out because they were told that this is what was going on. Remember, Pizzagate and all this shit. It's all the Democrats. They're a bunch of pedophile ring, Satanists, all that. And it turns out, guess what? And I'm sure there's Democrats on there too. I'm sure. There are. But the big fish is him. That's on that list. That's why. They even said it. A congressional member said it, Massey. There's rocks. He said there's a whole bunch of people. I was like, oh, shit. There's like a rock star or a pop star on it, a Hollywood producer, some shit like that. I was like, so he knows the names? I got to look that up. Tom Massey. He said that. I was like, oh, shit. Is he telling us a hint? Who's on this list? How does he know? And then I got to go because I got to get ready to go to concert. And then I'm going to play that song because some of you never heard the Russian song. Oh, yeah, here we go. What Massey said. Let's take a look at the hearing. At the hearing. When Kash Patel, who is incompetent, a lot of the people in his administration are just incompetent. They should not be in that position. They talk about DEI. You have DEI in your administration. They're not qualified. They're incompetent. They shouldn't be in a position. They're fucking Fox podcasters or podcasters from other places. Oh, I just got hit. I just got suspended on TikTok. For whatever I just said, put for a week. Ain't that a bitch? So, he said, and that's interesting that they did that. I just referring to what Massey said. For real. I just got hit. You got to remember, the agreement is now different. It's not just China. It's our people now involved. They didn't like what I just said. So this is what Massey said. A Hollywood producer worth $100 million, a royal prince, that's, who knows? I don't know if he's referring to Andrew. A high-profile music industry figure, a very prominent banker, a high-profile government official, a high-profile former politician, the owner of a car company in Italy, a rock star, a magician, at least 6 billionaires, including one from Canada. And he even dropped one name directly. Jess Staley, the disgraced ex-CEO of Barclays. He actually named one. He said it in a formal hearing under oath. Massey said this. What's going on? Right here. What's going on? So, this is just the beginning. It's coming. Maybe. Maybe. To be determined. What's up, C? What happened with Ron? What happened with Ron? Oh, no, you can't talk. If you're telling me to explain this to Ron, you can't. You can't explain this. They're too partisan. They don't want to hear this. They don't. They think it's disinformation. They'll label it any way to defend it. They won't. They have an oath. They swore an oath. Allegiance. They're never going to acknowledge this. If you're talking about this, Bobby. No way. Never. You can't. Oh my God. Then there's no way. But hopefully the facts will come out. The truth will come out. Hopefully. Am I optimistic? Not really, because I think they're going to hold back a lot of it. And you're going to have to prove that there's more. So I honestly don't think we're going to see it. I honestly don't. I think they're going to hold back a lot. Oh, shit, I left that flashlight. What is that light? By the drum set. I left the flashlight on? Where is that light coming from? What the fuck? Do you see that light? It's near the drum set, right? It definitely looks like a flashlight is on. Where is that light coming from? All right, let's look for the yellow label. There is no... Well, I'll be right back. I gotta get something. Peanuts! He'll be back before I leave. Did you eat? He went to work out at the gym. He'll be back soon. I told him to be back before I leave. Because I don't want to leave you here alone. So he should be back soon. I'm still bugging out on where that light has come from. That shit don't make no sense. You see that light? Where's that light coming from? Because I don't see it. That is so... I know they're messaging me. Your live stream ended. That's what they're probably messaging me on TikTok. I know already. They're all messaging me. I gotta let Stalin know. Okay, I'll let them know. That's so messed up. That is so messed up. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get ready. Anyway, where's that light coming from? Could it be the glass? No, it's above. Oh, I thought it was a light. It's the reflection here of the chair. I'm like, what the It looks like a flashlight is on. And it's beaming, and it's this. The light on here. I'm like, what the That's funny. A week. Fringe, a week. I've been sent on detention for a week on TikTok. Trust me, they know where to find me. The core ones know where to find me. So they'll probably be popping in here because I just messaged. Because I'm supposed to. Okay, so it's a long story, but I'm supposed to get in contact with somebody who's a big time podcaster who has a lot of people that tune into him. I'm not going to mention the name yet. So we're going to talk. We're going to talk about Ukraine. Oh, you think I'm giving this shit up? I'm not giving this shit up. Not me. I even joked with my police officer friend that called me earlier. I don't know if you were here when that happened. I told him if anything happens to me, it was the Russians. He said, keep your head down. That's what he told me. He's a lieutenant here. He told me, keep your head down. Oh my God. But because I wrote a song, and the word is coming to me that it's spreading through Western Europe now. The song I wrote for Ukraine, it's spreading. Is that crazy? It's spreading in Ukraine and it's spreading now in Western Europe. That's what I was told. People are sharing the song. It's wild. Did you hear it yet? Fringe? I gotta go. I gotta get dressed. I gotta go to a concert. So I literally gotta get off in 5 minutes. I gotta start getting that ready to get the hell out of here. But have you heard it yet? Well, one's in Russian. Well, I'm not gonna play that one, even though you haven't. All right, hold on. Let me do that. Because it's my song. I can do that. I wrote the lyrics and then I translated the lyrics from English to Russian. So you're not gonna make sense of it. You know, you're not. because it's in Russian. But this is the one that's trending. The English one is too, but the Russian one is what's really spreading right now.
Агрессивное вторжение, старые видения, прежние оккупации. Мир наблюдает со стороны, слова о прекращении. Карусель политических решений порождает чувство неуверенности. Демократические ценности независимости атакуют безнаказанно. Храбрые граждане стоят едины, свободы на кону. Мужчины поднимаются на защиту, позиции заняты на рассвете.
So that's the one that's spreading, that's the Russian language. But the English one is spreading. This ain't the version. This one. This is the one. This is the one, the English one that's spreading in the European. It's crazy. Let me put my lyrics up. You're not going to see them.
Aggressive incursion, old visions of prior occupation, world watches from sidelines, words of cessation, revolving door of policy creates a sense of insecurity, democratic values of attacking with impunity. Brave citizens
Now, see that international brothers at their side? That is actually happening. There are people from all over the world volunteering to go to Ukraine and serve alongside with them. Not in any representation of a specific military. No, these could be retired freedom fighters, military people that were in our armed forces that are no longer, they're veterans, and they're going over there voluntarily. What's going on? I'm about to leave. I got to go to a concert. I'm about to leave to go to a concert.
Oh, you are? Okay, I'll call you tomorrow.
Call me tomorrow. Alrighty. Bye. So it's getting the vibe in Europe. His battalion is playing the Russian version. The Russian version is spreading through Ukraine. As we speak, it's spreading. The song is spreading. So, yeah, that song that I wrote the lyrics to, that's wild. It's just wild to think that that's what's going on right now. For real. So, there'll be more. Not on TikTok for a week. But there'll be more. They're actually messaging me. Oh my God, really? She got the message to spread the word that I'm not going to be on TikTok for a week. I was told to go stand in a corner for a week. I didn't even do anything wrong. What did I say? Did I say something wrong? It was all when I started talking about the 20 people on the Epstein list. They probably said, oh, that's not. But there is, under oath, Thomas Massey brought these names up. I'm not making that up. He said it under oath at a hearing. During the Kash Patel hearing. I'm not making that up. That's what he said. It's not a lie. It's on the record. It's not like I was saying something that wasn't true. Because it is true. He said it. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go to a concert. I'll be back late tonight. Because I'm gonna try to record the whole thing. And then I'll upload it. I'll be here on the YouTube and the other ones. But I gotta go. Fringe, have a great one. Tell Astro I send my love. Anybody else who may be watching, have a great rest of your day. But